Under motion in straight line chapter, in this video, now I am going to explain the distance and displacement. See the first point, that is the distance definition. It is the actual length of the path covered by a moving particle in a given interval of time. Observe the diagram. A, B, C and the triangle A to B, B to C. Distance between or length of AB line is 3 meters. Length of BC line is 4 meters. First point under distance. If a particle starts from A and reaches to C through point B as shown in the figure, then distance travelled by particle is equal to AB plus BC, that is equal to 7 meters. As for the definition, distance is nothing but actual path length followed by a particle. In this diagram, particle starts from A, travel to B, then to C. So therefore, total path length is nothing but AB and BC. AB is 3 meters and BC is 4 meters. Therefore, total distance travelled by a particle from A to C via B is equal to 7 meters, that is 3 meters plus 4 meters. Second point, distance is a scalar quantity. It has no direction. Distance has only magnitude. Scalar is nothing but a physical quantity which has only magnitude but no specific direction. Third point, unit of distance in SI system is meter. Next one, displacement. Displacement is the change in position vector, that is a vector joining initial to final position, or simply displacement is also defined as shortest distance between the initial and final positions. Displacement is a vector physical quantity. Vector quantity is nothing but any vector physical quantity has both magnitude and direction. First point under displacement, yes, I told already, displacement is a vector physical quantity. It means displacement has both magnitude and a specific direction. Second point, displacement is also measured in terms of length units, that is meter in SI system. Observe the diagram again. A, B, C, triangle, same triangle as we observed in the last page. Distance between A and B 3 meters. Distance between B and C is 4 meters, or length of a straight line AB, length of a straight line BC. Now, in the above figure, the displacement of the particle AC bar is equal to AB bar plus BC bar, or that implies modulus of AC, that is equal to square root of AB square plus BC square plus 2AB into BC into cos 90 degrees. By substituting AB value as 3 meters, BC value as 4 meters and cos 90 value 0, we will get 3 square plus 4 square, that is 25, or root 25 is equal to 5 meters. See, in this diagram, distance between A and C through B is 3 meters plus 4 meters, that is equal to 7 meters. But displacement between A and C, whatever be the path followed by a particle, irrespective of the path followed by a particle, we should consider the shortest distance between the final and initial positions, that is straight line. Displacement is nothing but length of straight line AC. This formula here, what the formula shown here is according to parallelogram law of vector addition, or even simply we can estimate by using Pythagoras theorem also. Hypotenuse square, that is AC square, is equal to side square plus side square, or AB square plus BC square. From that also we can get the same value. So that in this diagram, distance is equal to 7 meters between A and C. Displacement is equal to 5 meters between A and C. Next one, comparison between distance and displacement. First point, the magnitude of displacement is equal to minimum possible distance between two positions. So, distance is always greater than or equal to displacement. See in this line, the magnitude of displacement is equal to minimum possible distance between two positions. So, in the last diagram, ABC, right angle triangle, distance is equal to 7 meters, displacement is equal to 5 meters. So, in that case, displacement is less than distance. If a particle is traveling along a straight line path from one position to another positions, in case of straight line motion, distance is equal to displacement. All other cases, distance is greater than displacement. Second point, for a moving particle, distance can never be negative or zero, while displacement can be. Zero displacement means that body after motion has came back to initial position, that is distance is greater than 0, but displacement either greater than 0, equal to 0, or less than to 0. See the second point once again. For a moving particle, distance can never be negative, because distance is nothing but irrespective of the direction followed by a particle, path length, total path length or actual path length of the particle travelled between 2 points, so that there is no chance to get 0 or negative for the distance. Whereas in case of displacement, suppose starting point and ending point, after travelling certain distance, if the particle came back to same position, displacement becomes 0, because displacement is nothing but shortest distance between the final position and initial position. If final position and initial positions are coincide, definitely displacement becomes 0. For example, when a particle is traveling along the circumference of a circle of certain radius, say small r, on the circumference of a circle, if starting point and ending point are same, in that example, distance travelled by a particle is equal to perimeter, that is 2 pi r, and displacement of a particle becomes 0, because starting point and ending point are coincide. Like that, displacement may be 0, may be positive, may be negative. In the last example, triangle example, displacement is positive 5 meters. In the in the circle example, displacement is 0. And like this, in some cases, displacement may be negative. Distance final position, initial position, if we can take any examples along x-axis, negative x-axis, positive x-axis, we may get displacement 0, displacement negative. Next point, for motion between 2 points, displacement is single valued while distance depends on actual path and so can have many values. So, displacement, for example, let us assume that 2 points A and B, particle is travelling between 2 points A and B in different paths of different distances. For all the paths followed by a particle between the points A and B, displacement is shortest distance. It has a single value. But distances are different. Distance depends on the path followed by the particle. That is the meaning of third point. And fourth point, for a moving particle, distance can never decrease with time, while displacement can. Decrease in displacement with time means body is moving towards the initial position. So, displacement never decrease because it is a path length. If the particle is moving in any direction, we should count the complete path length with time increasing. But displacement may be decrease. Whatever the path followed by the particle in forward direction, if your body returns and moving towards the initial position, then slowly displacement becomes 0 finally or slowly decreases. Displacement slowly decreases. Now I am going to explain the distance and displacement by giving few more examples. Say here, distance is nothing but actual path length followed by a particle. Let us take some examples or even displacement also. Displacement is nothing but shortest distance. Shortest distance between final and initial positions. Let us take a few more examples. We saw already one triangle example there. And now I am going to take some other examples here to understand distance and displacement clearly. Let us assume that a particle is traveling along a semicircular path from A to B. It is a semicircular path of a certain radius. Say radius is small r. Center of the semicircular path is assumed as O. In this case, distance, so distance travelled is 2 pi r by 2. Total perimeter of the circular path is 2 pi r. Half semicircle is nothing but pi into r. Distance travelled is equal to pi r. Whereas displacement S is equal to between A to B, displacement is equal to diameter. This is shortest distance between A to B. This distance is also between A to B along the circumference of semicircular path. And then example 2. Let us take another example. This example already explained to you. Circular path. Let us take the particle starts from A and travels along the circumference of a circle. When the particle reached to point B, starts from A, that is first of all between A and B, distance travelled d is equal to same like above pi r, that is distance between A and B is length of the semicircular arc. whereas displacement is equal to 2r. And in the second case, between A to A, or when the particle starts from A and reach to the point A, that is final position and initial positions are same here. Distance is equal to total perimeter of the circular path 2 pi r, and displacement is equal to 0 because final position and initial positions are same or coincide. And then next let us take another example. So example 3. In this case, let us assume that a straight line between a particle starts from A, reach to the point B along the 3 different paths. Let us take this is one path and this is another path. For all the paths, so AB is path 1, this is path 2 between AB, and this is path 3. So for all 3 paths, displacement S is same for all the 3 paths. So whatever the path followed by the particle, displacement has singled value between 2 points, whereas distances are different. In the first path, along path 1, distance is assumed as d1 and displacement is assumed as s1. So along path 1 straight line path, distance is equal to displacement. But for path 2, distance is assumed as d2 but displacement is s1. So distance is greater than displacement. And for path 3, so distance is assumed as d3, d3 is greater than s1. And in all these cases, so d1 is less than d2 is less than d3 path lengths, but in all the cases displacements are equal. That is the meaning of displacement has singled value when a particle travels between 2 points, but distances have different values, that is depending upon the path length. And distance is a scalar quantity. Distance is a scalar quantity. Scalar has only magnitude. Scalar has only magnitude. And displacement is a vector quantity. So vector has both magnitude and direction. Yes, next topic is speed. See the definition for speed. The rate of distance covered with the time is called speed, or that is equal to speed is equal to distance divided by time. Total distance traveled divided by total time, or simply distance by time. And then types of speed. First one is uniform speed. The definition for uniform speed is when a particle covers equal distances in equal intervals of time, no matter how small the intervals are. then it is said to be moving with uniform speed. That is the definition for uniform speed. First two lines, observe the two lines only, the two lines is the definition for uniform speed. Remaining matter is the matter related to the following diagram. I will show the diagram later. Uniform speed is nothing but when a particle travels equal distances in equal intervals of time, then the particle is said to be moving with uniform speed. Now you observe the example. This is the road path, and first you observe the distances. All distances are equal, 5 meters, 5 meters, 5 meters and so on. Then now a scooterist, a motorist. Now see the matter. In given illustration, motorcyclist travels equal distances, that is equal to 5 meters in each second. So we can say that particle is moving with uniform speed of 5 meters per second. Observe the motorcyclist. Now motorcyclist is moving with uniform speed. See, again observe here, motorcyclist is moving with uniform speed. Then see the time taken to travel each 5 meters is 1 second. That is, for in every 1 second the motorcyclist travels 5 meters distance. So the uniform speed of the motorcyclist becomes 5 meters per second. So for every 5 meters, to cover every 5 meters distance, the motorcyclist take 1 second. That is the meaning of equal distances travelled in equal intervals of time. When a particle covers equal distances in equal intervals of time, then the particle is said to be moving with uniform speed. Second one, non-uniform or variable speed. Non-uniform or variable speed. See the definition. In non-uniform speed, particle covers unequal distances in equal intervals of time. That is the definition. When a particle is said to be moving with non-uniform speed, the particle covers unequal distances in equal intervals of time or equal distances in unequal intervals of time. Observe the example here. Therefore, its speed that we will see later. First observe the diagram. Road, distance. Here distances are different. 5 meters, 8 meters, 10 meters, 4 meters, 6 meters and 7 meters. See, motorcyclist now travelling with different speeds. Motorcyclist is travelling. Earlier case, motorcyclist travels with uniform speed. Now the motorcyclist is travelling with different speeds. Observe once again, the motorcyclist is moving with different speeds. So it means he cover different distances. Now once again observe the top line. In non-uniform speed, particle covers unequal distances in equal intervals of time. In the given illustration, motorcyclist travels 5 meters in first second, 8 meters in second second, 10 meters in third second, 4 meters in fourth second, etc. Therefore, its speed is different for every time interval of 1 second. This means particle is moving with variable speed. Observe the time, 1 second each. So in each and every 1 second, the motorcyclist is not covered equal distances. In first second, he covers 5 meters, in second 8 meters, in third second 10 meters, in fourth second 4 meters, in fifth second 6 meters, in seventh second 7 meters. So that speed of the motorcyclist, variable speed, the first second 5 meters per second, in the second 8 meter per second, in the third second 10 meter per second, in the fourth second 4 meter per second, in the fifth second 6 meter per second, and in the seventh second 7 meters per second. Next point is average speed. The average speed of a particle for a given interval of time is defined as the ratio of total distance travelled to the total time taken. Observe the equation for average speed. Average speed is equal to total distance travelled divided by total time taken, or that implies V average can be written as delta S by delta T, where delta S is total distance travelled, delta T is total time taken. Next one, instantaneous speed. It is the speed of a particle at a particular instant of time. When we say speed, it usually means instantaneous speed. Instantaneous speed can also be defined as the instantaneous speed is average speed for infinitesimally small time interval. Infinitesimally is, that is, time interval is approaching to 0. Time interval is approaching to delta t tends to 0. Thus, instantaneous speed can be written as V is equal to limit delta t tends to 0, delta S by delta t is equal to ds by dt. So, in other words, instantaneous speed can also be defined as the limiting value of average speed is called instantaneous speed.